Well, maybe finally the Super Eagles can't be at the World Cup. It is almost certain that Nigeria will not participate in the 2026 edition of the FIFA World Cup. Even though the 2034 has been given to Saudi Arabia, but the FIFA World Cup enters its centenary stage at the 2030 World Cup. And we understand that the CONMEBOL chiefs have now suggested to World Governing Body FIFA that FIFA should consider a 64-team FIFA Men's World Cup. Meaning that 64 countries will participate at the World Cup. And this one is show me. Say Super Eagles go qualify.
Even Niger.
Even Niger go World Cup.
Come on us.
But the conversation is, should FIFA actually consider a 64-team World Cup? Now the World Cup has grown from 16, 24, and now 32, and now 48 that we'll see for the first time in the 2026 World Cup come the United States, Mexico, and Canada. Now 48 teams will participate for the first time, but the CONMEBOL chiefs are saying, let's go a few numbers more and add something to that 48 and spike it, or 16 more teams rather to it, and take that number to 64. Now a 64-team World Cup is one too crowded for me. Makes no sense and takes away the glamour of the FIFA World Cup. But for those who are organizing it, it means one thing: more money, more matches. And for those of us at home, it means you get to watch matches every single day for the rest of your life until the World Cup will be on. Ogani Samani Bishop joins me on Temple Gist as we look at the FIFA World Cup. Now, the truth is, the FIFA president, Gianni Infantino, loves ideas.
Yeah.
He welcomes ideas. He's open to anything and everything. I'm sure today, Ogani Samani, if you see him and you tell him that, you know what, let's consider playing qualifiers only in Europe because the pitches are not good in Africa, he will tell you, it's a good idea.
If you even tell him he wants qualifiers for the Club World Cup,
and he then goes to his the executive council and says, you know what, let's get it's more money. Let's get a company to fly them.
You are getting him wrong.
No,
I think let me advocate for him here. I think at this point I need to come for. He's simple. He said, look,
they're open to ideas, open-minded.
So you have an idea, you drop.
But guys, let's discuss it.
The good thing is, it's not one person that will come that because I have an idea does not mean the idea must sell.
A 64-team World Cup.
First of all, they do there. It's ludicrous.
Ludicrous?
Yes, it is.
Is that what you think?
Is it too much?
It is ludicrous, and I'll tell you why. A lot of reasons why I don't buy into this 64-team World Cup. Then I know when I was doing my research about this topic, it was 15 or 16 pages. I had to beat it down to 2 or 3 pages because every time I look at the structure of how the World Cup would be, I have one reason to counter against it. You have a World Cup where Argentina will host one group stage, Uruguay will host another group stage, then this will host another group stage, and then the rest will spread among Spain.
No, don't get something wrong. Don't equate the centenary World Cup with what CONMEBOL is trying to say. No, CONMEBOL is saying beyond now, henceforth, that from the
centenary I want to start from the centenary downward because
that one has been defined already. That one has been agreed on.
Is it?
It will be played in 3 different countries.
That
one is settled.
We know.
Yeah.
But I said,
only one
they want to increase it to a full group stage, a whole group stage. To different.
That is if it is
accepted by the
council.
Who raises these ideas? That's my question. Who raises these ideas?
Who raises the idea that it moves
for a tournament that is not hosted by you?
Listen to me.
Because it's centenary.
Listen to me now.
But welcome 32 to 48.
That's what I want to say.
We all welcome 32 to 48 without saying.
Let me tell you, it does a lot of things. First of all, the players already claim that the fixtures is excruciating.
It's not things.
It's the same number
of games they are playing on. So you don't play more.
It's the same number.
You play three games in the group stage. You progress. Okay.
This is the first team. Explain to me how will it work? Look, go ahead.
2 extra games.
2 extra games.
2 extra games.
Go ahead. No. I didn't understand. 15 pages. So every time I looked at it.
So let me ask you this question, right? You have a system in place. Maybe the guys in the camera to help me answer this question. You have a system in place where only 10% benefit from the system in real sense. We're all part of the system.
I'm
coming now. Listen to me now.
Okay.
We have a system. Let's assume FIFA has 211 countries, member countries right now.
Okay.
And out of those 211 members country, till date, at any given time, only 32 goes to World Cup final. I know World Cup, like I said the other day here, I said World Cup start from qualifiers. That's why they call the final. They call the final. They call it finals. Yeah,
yes.
You score in a World Cup final.
Finals, yeah.
Now, so now there's a difference between you score in a World Cup game and you score in a World Cup final. World Cup final is when the finally gets. But the World Cup game qualifiers when you score is part of the decision.
Yes.
So you have an organization. Hope the guys in the camera listen to me. That has 210 members, and at every given time, only 32. Allowed to go to that this thing. The remaining.
So guys, are you slightly in favor of a 64 team?
Well, I want us to be open-minded in looking at this. And I'm coming. Let me just finish now. Let me just finish now. Let me just finish now. At any given time, you have only 32 teams going. You know, people say
that's what makes it prestige.
Then all of a sudden, people are saying
premium.
Now there could be a chance that in a lifetime, 80% of the members or
may
of members may not make it.
Okay.
Is that fair to that 80%? That's number one. Number two, you have such enormous numbers, right? How comes? Is it a crime to move it from probably the 23% that is this right now to 30%? Because by having 62 this thing, it's only 30% of FIFA members country that have been in the World Cup.
Let me wow you.
I'm coming. Let me just finish my decision. Is it doesn't look wild or does it sound crazy to you that they say, you know what, let's have 30% of our members nation to be in the final. We're not asking for 50. Yeah. We're not saying 40. We're just saying 30. Which by every standard, Baba, in exam when you get 30,
you fail.
So what are we talking about? So does that sound ludicrous to you?
Yes,
in reality,
it does. And I'll tell you why.
Are you so sure?
I love the fact that you said that the World Cup qualifiers began. The World Cup began from the qualifiers.
Yes, they will have World Cup finals.
See, simple. Why not throw that cash you want to throw around during the qualifiers? Let them play the qualifiers and let them have the money during the qualifiers. So by the time they get to the World Cup, it's premium. It's la creme de la creme. The best in the world gather, and it becomes more marketable. See the fight. See.
Imagine Fiji versus Swaziland.
I'll go to bed early.
It will never get to that level.
It would go.
Listen to me. I'm not in favor of it.
I know because you know why I say so. When you look at the Oceania side,
you see England taking on Sao Tome and Principe
9-0,
15-0. Oh, you see at the World Cup. Something we have failed to see in a very long time. That is one. Two, you water down the qualifier because if 15 teams is going from Africa, there's no how Nigeria will not make it.
Yeah. There are 54 nations.
Exactly. It's not how Nigeria will not make it.
Just to the top 15 teams as group leaders.
I'm telling you, they know how to not make it because the reason why Nigeria because South Africa is in the top 15.
Also forget that if you don't make
it. We're not as bad as that.
I understand. See,
let me give you more reasons.
Before you continue.
Okay.
I completely agree with you that it to affect the competitiveness. It will appreciate. I mean, it will affect the premium value. The premium value of the thing. But is it not just because for the sake of premium valalso you rather have the 80% keep languishing?
No,
now let's
also state it right. How many of these countries do have professional footballers?
How many are even professional football playing?
How many of them are even football playing nations?
Now, okay, so
you guys that's why there's a qualifying phase for them.
I understand. Now,
you guys, this is it.
I'm coming. Let me before you continue. You guys have a fantastic question.
Yes,
how many of this country? So why don't you?
Were you happy with what Auckland did at the Club World Cup?
No, I'm not, and I will never be happy. But let's look at it this way: Auckland can never be Auckland again in the next World Cup because they now know that there is a competition that if we're going to be part of, we need to give it our best. Now they work towards making that particular league a better one. Now the same thing. Listen to me now. Okay. If football is so popular here, and we thought, we have an opportunity to get to the World Cup final, there will be deliberate attempt, there will be deliberate effort
to develop the sport.
Okay. Because it gives now. It means if we're good enough, we can go to that World Cup too. It means if we're above certain level, so it opens up the sport. I mean, football the more for me. It opens up football. So come on, yes, I understand. Maybe the first 2-3 attempt might look so but beyond, just like the way it was. You know how it was when they moved it to 24 to even 32. You know, but it's not the same as today.
Yes.
So it will go through the same pattern. It will start looking so crazy. But because people now know that, you know what, we need to invest in this sport. Because it means we can go to the final and contest with the cream de la cream, like you mentioned. It opened up the sport.
You play World Cup for
Government
almost one and a half months.
Government that previously
World
do
Cup.
not care about football, do not invest in football.
begin to
We want
invest
to start
in-
investing in
okay. And
football.
look at development
Countries that don't
partners.
have professional football teams will now start investing in getting professional football teams.
Because
Now,
they can go to the World Cup.
why are you in FIFA first and foremost?
To develop the game.
So what are we talking about? Why are you a member nation of FIFA?
No,
It's just to make up the number. It's just so that
let me
FIFA grants can come.
let me also
To your
let you
FA.
know. See, in as much as we sit down here and say, it makes to develop the game. It gives the younger team chance to have fun. But looking at what happened at the World Cup, realize that even more games does not mean more money. One, more games does not mean more money. More games does not mean more fans engagement. Because I could go. Let me explain.
The Club World Cup is an example.
Exactly. I could go to play the game in Fiji, and
No, listen to me now. So I think your issue is this, right? Your issue is this, right? You're
I'm looking
looking
at the quality.
I'm coming. You didn't
The
listen
final
to me.
output.
You didn't listen to
At least
me.
you know it's developmental. As journalists,
Listen to me now. Listen
Okay.
to me now. So you're
Okay.
looking at the immediate.
now
Okay,
You're looking at the
long-term
immediate.
goal.
look at the long term.
Look at it from the long
So
term.
you want us to suffer
that
before
your
we reap
kids,
reward.
that your kids that probably might not have the opportunity to go and play in UK tomorrow, might have an opportunity to play probably in Malawi, whose football has grown and they equally pays very well because they know, we need to develop football because of FIFA. Because we might go to FIFA. So look at the long term. When it was, like I said, when they added it to 36, I know the back and forth. I mean, to 32. I know the noise.
Yes.
And I know how the first two World Cup were somehow. were
9-0,
but
Germany were
is it the
thumping
same as we speak today?
No.
What has happened? Development. Countries' football have grown. You have more countries now putting in more effort. You understand?
Into the game.
Yes.
So when is the next
see.
election for FIFA? We have a candidate. Here.
See. I want you guys. So I want you guys to look at beyond the immediate.
So, Organisa.
Look at it like
Organisa,
this is
okay.
something that your kids, my kids, our unborn generation would
Would have
benefit.
it, okay.
Because if we have a FIFA that has 211
211
nations,
nations.
that only 20-something nation, or only 32 nations are
Now
always
48,
show.
now 48.
Or let's say 48, you understand? The 48 has not actually done. So only, as far as of today, only 32 nations have graced. Come on now.
My problem is
I want to ask this question.
my big question is when is it going to end? Because we have 64 now, but let's say it. People can be crazy.
Wait, not so calm.
Okay.
I'm going to go. I get the direction where you're going.
Yeah.
Now, let's assume there's a 64 nation World Cup.
Yes.
How do we host the World Cup?
Now,
Is this sustainable?
Is this because I'm going
listen to
somewhere?
me.
Or
yes.
that's one.
Yes.
How do we host the World
Let me
Cup?
answer this one quickly.
No,
Let me answer
two.
this.
No,
Yes.
so it
Yeah.
goes together.
Yeah.
Now the second one is,
Yeah.
will the hosting now become a
Major.
a family affair?
Yeah, it has to be a major now.
In the sense that only certain nations can actually do it.
Now you guys, you've answered yourself. Simple truth is this, like I say, developmental. When Qatar was given the hosting right, so many years ago, how many stadiums were they having? I think just one.
No, about two nations.
But
Two.
now they have so many.
So in how many years time you see
Afghanistan.
what that I'm coming
How many
now.
nations are
Now, how
Qatar?
many nations? I know how many nations are in Qatar. Now,
Good question.
when South Africa was given the hosting right, if you're talking about that one too, how many?
No, they upgraded.
They upgraded those
They built three new stadiums, four new stadiums or
It
thereabouts.
means now FIFA is an opportunity to bring development again. It means now for every World Cup that is going to take place, FIFA will invest heavily in different countries.
Now to counter this statement, where is beyond the World Cup? Beyond the World Cup,
Yes.
the infrastructures.
Yes.
What benefit?
Does it have to the countries?
Now I'm going to go to certain places.
Wow, start from
Let me
Nigeria.
go. No, I won't even go to Nigeria. Let's go to a little about the Olympics, the bed of nest.
Gone.
Gone. Now this is China.
See,
Now when South Africa hosted the World Cup, because they had some clubs who could play there,
Yeah.
but the stadiums that clubs could not pay to play
Disappeared.
I've gone. Now, see.
So it means that it also becomes an infrastructural burden.
Baba, I understand
the
that.
nation.
See, FIFA will not be funny or stupid enough to just look at it and say, come and do it. See, your seriousness, right? Now, it will be difficult for Africa to host anything right now because of the South African thing. Even though to some extent you have to give it to them. Why South Africa is where it is because of
Because of the World Cup. I
South
agree.
Africa is parading 99% home-based player playing every competition right now for them. Because of the World Cup. That is just South Africa. Whether you like it or not, there is a shift in the footballing culture in Qatar as I speak to you right now. There is a shift in footballing culture. So why don't you look at this impact? You understand? Then the long-term effect. South African clubs were doing nothing in CAF Confederation Cup.
Yeah.
But for back-to-back,
taking it serious now.
Sundown has been to the final back-to-back twice. They gave us one of our best representation in the Club World Cup. So what are we talking about? And this is a country that before now, so imagine saying, how can you take World Cup to Africa? Trying to knock off this idea is like saying, why would you take World Cup to Africa? They don't have the capacity to do this.
So you think that
do this? But look at the impact right now.
But this is 64. Hosting 64.
I'm not listening to me now. Listen to me now.
I don't think one country can.
I mean, I know how many countries. If the Almighty US cannot host the World Cup by itself, as we speak right now, I don't think country. But there's no crime in 3 countries hosting World Cup at the same time. If it's coming to West Africa, we know that Ghana, Nigeria, and blah 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 are hosting it.
If
it's going to,
guys, I don't have stadiums.
Well, I'm just trying to. If it's going to South Africa, we know South Africa, Zimbabwe,
Kenya.
Zimbabwe are playing their home games in South Africa.
I understand. I'm just calling those countries now. You understand?
Yeah.
So it means this thing. Now, okay, now that we're having 6 countries hosting the 2030, is it
Centenary World Cup?
2030 or 2034?
But just one games that some of them will just take.
Even at that,
and after that, they fly to where they go.
3 different continents. No, in Africa, we're going to host almost 7 or 8 games, I think. Morocco, we have more games here.
So Morocco is a major host.
Morocco is a major host. Spain is a major host.
I know. But I'm saying the reason why
Argentina, Uruguay, Colombia, because it's centenary.
So it's just their games that we play. Their own games, actually.
Okay, so we have the World Cup that we're about to witness. Which 3 countries will host? Mexico, Canada, and America. So what if that becomes strategy for sustainability?
Okay.
For sustainability, what if that becomes the norm?
So you mean
all I need. Listen to me now.
It means that if your neighbor, what it does is for some certain nations.
If your neighbor is not strong enough,
you can't host.
Of course.
So it means now, meanwhile, when it was a 32 nation country,
one man could do it.
That nation could calmly say, "I can host the World Cup," but because it has not been expanded. Now let's look at it. For example, Nigeria, Ghana, Mali. We know that these are the 3 countries. Okay, Nigeria, Ghana, Togo,
or Benin
Republic. Let's
Benin Republic and Togo is a no-no.
Benin Republic is a no-no.
Togo is a no-no.
Even Ghana is a no-no.
No. Come on. If
Ghana can
what?
If they want to.
If it comes to West Africa, West Africa, right? Probably Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, and Ghana. But now I want us to look at with the eyes of the development of our company. This idea.
Okay.
Not just the idea alone. The development of our company. The idea. Like I said. Nobody knew South Africa could host a World Cup, but South Africa did.
Yeah.
And we've seen the DC. So let's look at. I'm not saying it's a viable idea. I'm not saying I'm just looking at the other side of the whole thing, because I feel we've actually come from the angle of no.
So to wrap it up,
I agree it will reduce the competitiveness.
A 64 nation World Cup is doable.
It's doable. Though I agree it will reduce the competitiveness of World Cup. I agree it's not going to be that cream de la cream thing.
Maybe the first 2 editions.
Please, I want
it's
to
one
but
beyond that,
forward,
I don't want to go to watch a World Cup and fall asleep. I don't want to. I don't want to have that feeling. Let's end with that.
At some point,
at the moment.
At some point,
let's end with at the moment. See,
at some point when it was moved from 16 to 24,
it was like that.
People were sleeping.
It was like that.
When it was moved from 24,
but when I moved to 32, it was like that. A bit of like that.
You understand?
But let me tell you something. See, if the Asians have said no, this is not going to be viable. CONCACAF I said, come on, let's be realistic. We will be happier they will get more slots. I said, no, this is not realistic.
Every confederation will get more slots.
UEFA is saying, this will water down their qualifiers. And it's not
for UEFA, it is clear. It is because it's simply eat into their European football.
Yes, water down their everything.
That's
what I'm saying, to water down their qualifiers, which is a big revenue making venture for the UEFA. Africa have not made this statement. Anyway, we always tweet, we always dance to the tune of FIFA. It's not, but Asia, CONCACAF, and UEFA are saying no to it.
No, and I think Africa, Oceania, and the rest of them will join CONMEBOL.
Well, it's not doable. It's
interesting to note that in the coming days, these conversations will continue to take place. A 64 nation World Cup for me is too much. But somehow Kanisama has been able to convince me a bit.
A little, just a little.
Clap for me.
And the conviction is this: the development part. I probably did not look at that part. Yeah. That when the World Cup is expanded, it happens. Just like rightly mentioned, South Africa benefited from hosting the World Cup, and maybe because if you also have good governance, there can be sustainability,
maintenance. Yes,
maintenance culture in this part of the world is a big problem because of where we also come from. Where just look at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium.
Don't do this.
$1 billion was spent
on the turf,
on that turf, not the stadium, on the playing turf,
and the rest is history. 3 years down the line, you can't even sell that turf for 30,000 naira. Person will go buy them, will cost you. But a 64 nation World Cup will see more teams from Africa, more teams obviously from Europe,
It open up football.
It will open up football.
Facts. It open up football.
George Weah will probably say his son will not be playing for United States if a 64 nation World Cup because Liberia
would have
might have a chance of qualifying for the World Cup.
Yeah.
You know, the likes of Gabon will be proud to say we can't be at the World Cup without fair. When Togo went to the World Cup, it was well celebrated. Was it Togo? Yeah,
Yeah,
Togo went to the World Cup.
Adebayor.
Mohamed Adebayo.
And
They celebrated it when Keshi took them to the World Cup. When Ghana also went to that World Cup in 2006, we saw what it did to Ghanaian football. And I've seen what first-timers do to nations who go to the World Cup for the very first time. So a 64-nation World Cup, though, will bore the World Cup, but maybe, just maybe, the idea should be welcome. Is it time to adopt it? The next World Cup goes to 48, from 32 to 48. But should FIFA take it one step further in the centenary World Cup in 2030? After all, there are 6 nations involved in that World Cup. Rejig the World Cup. And let's see 64 nations, a trial. And pend it. And then look at it again. 2 more World Cup after that. Let's hear from you in the comment section. Should FIFA consider CONMEBOL request for a 64 nation World Cup? Wankani Sam has sat down, has looked at it, has even written a paper for Gianni Infantino.
Study paper, yeah.
If he wants to consider with the Executive Council to say, development-wise, it will work. It gives room for nations to coexist and cohabit to host World Cup. It now means
It
that
football.
it opens up football
To have more professional teams
and have
all
more
over.
professional teams for
All over,
nations
yeah.
in the World Cup. But for me, it's a no for now, but with a bit of conviction for development. Development. But beyond that, no. Let's hear from you in the comment section if the 64 nation World Cup should be considered. But imagine a 64 nation World Cup without the Super
It goes Nigeria.
It will still happen.
Temple Gist brought to you by Azar Studio.